What's up, everybody? Bootsy Greenwood here, and I'm here to talk to you about transurfing. And I'm here to talk to you about how transurfing is magic without a cape. And I don't mean anything derogatory towards that. There's a lot of really interesting stuff doing hermetics and all of that. But what happens is that a lot of us do rituals and we put beliefs and faiths into our rituals. And those beliefs in those rituals are actually what caused the thing to happen. It's not the ritual itself. So I think it's better to use transurfing as a talisman, so to speak, instead of going through all of this extra stuff, lighting a bunch of candles, sitting in your bathtub forever how long. And there's tons of great techniques, whatever works for you. I'm not talking smack, okay? But I don't see why we should make more effort than is necessary. I don't understand why we feel like it's so necessary to battle, to go to, it's just social conditioning that has been thrust upon us through movies and ideas since we were children, that we're gonna have to fight against something and that there's two sides and all of this kind of stuff. There's not. Transurfing's magic without a cape or a wand, okay? So let's talk a little bit about these ideas here, okay? So we have an intention and we have attention, okay? So what do we have here? We have outer intention and we have inner attention, okay? Two screens. This is from Tufty or Tufty. So we have attention, outer and inner. We also have intention. We have outer intention and inner intention. Okay? We've talked a lot about intention, and we'll talk a little bit more. Let's start with attention, okay? Let's say outer intention or outer attention is like what's going on out here, okay? And this is why I don't meditate really like I used to. I used to meditate a lot. I would meditate for 15, 20 minutes a day, but I've learned that it's more important to focus on and be present all the time. Like, you could meditate for 20 minutes and then just get ripped and be high all day. And what good is that to be focused on something for 15 minutes? So I think it's much better to focus on ourselves and find a place between these two screens. Okay, so the inner is thoughts, and this outer is stuff that's happening in action, okay? So what we want to do is we want to find the middle ground between these two things. And anytime we get pulled off, right, our mind starts going to some weird place, we wake up. Or if, something falls in the other room or something like that, we wake up. We become focused. We become present in that moment. So we find a center point. For me, that's right here, okay? It's literally right here. It's a place where I feel resistance. It's a place where I can focus right here in the center of my chest, sort of between my stomach and my chest, where that's almost always where I'm paying attention. So intention is kind of similar, okay? Inner intention is like desire, okay? It's this thing that we've got going on inside of us, in our heads, things we think we want. And this is great. Don't get me wrong. But this works through a lot of time, right? Like a lot of effort, a lot of time. This is the old-fashioned way. This is what we want to use. We want to use outer intention. We want the world to come, we want our goal to come to us. We're going to walk toward it. We're going to use a combination of both of these things. Just like we're paying attention to the outer world and the inner world at the same time, we're going to allow what we want to bring itself to us while we go to it. So that's going to make it way more effective. And we can literally walk towards our goal while our goal is coming toward us, okay? And the way we do that is we focus our attention on the outer world. What does the world need? What can I provide to the world so that it can fulfill my inner intention, because that's exactly what's gonna happen. When we take our attention and we say, hey, you know what? Instead of thinking about my Tesla, instead of manifesting a BMW, okay, and a big bag of cash on a beach somewhere where you're gonna be bored, you're gonna hate yourself in 2 weeks. If you get everything that you think you want, you're just gonna be unsatisfied. You're just gonna be unhappy. But if you say, you know what does the world need? What can I give the world, okay, that I also enjoy? It will make me fulfilled, it will bring me happiness, and it will make the world a better place. What can I give in my skill set that I enjoy doing? Because this is a win-win, by the way. It's not like it shouldn't be what can I give the world so that I suffer more than everybody. You don't have to be a martyr. But what can you do to make the world a better place with your skill set? Start doing that, boom, you're in a flow state. You're doing something that almost you're losing your ego. You know, you're in a great emotional state as a result of doing it, and you're providing something to the world that it needs. And when the world gets what it needs, it provides you with your inner intention, your desire. And that is a much more effective and fulfilling way to go about achieving your goal. So ask yourself 2 questions. What can I do for the world? What do I like doing? Okay? What does the world need? What can I do for the world? And then start doing that, okay? And once you forget about yourself a little bit, you know, you've heard this a lot, okay? So I'll use this example. I read a couple of books and I posted those on YouTube. Now, if I was just worried about me, I would have just read those books 30,000 times and sucked up all that information. For me, it's mine. But what does the world need? The world needs access to this information. People can use this. So instead of me reading it 30,000 times, what if I read it once or twice or 3 times, tape it, however many times it takes, tape it, edit it, and post it so that other people can also benefit from that information? How much more fulfilling am I gonna be at that point? Instead of soaking it all up for me, and now I'm full, but I have nobody to relate to, and you know, I feel isolated and alone because I have knowledge that nobody else has access to, and I'm all bloated and miserable by myself and alone. Or I can provide something that the world needs. Magic without a cape, okay? Now it takes care of me. No matter what I need, my needs are met because I've taken care of my world, and I know that. And if I take care of my world first, the world is a mirror that reflects my intention back to me. So I have a pure intention. I want to help people, but I also am very curious and want to read this book. Well, guess what? I just provided something for, instead of me reading it 30,000 times, maybe 30,000 people now can benefit from this information. And how much more am I going to receive from not being stingy, but giving, but also giving something that I love and am passionate about? Okay, so you've got 2 screens, inner and outer. You've got 2 ways to intend, inner and outer. Focus on the outer intention, okay? Focus on your middle screen, or the space between the 2 screens, okay? Focus there, the center of your awareness. Meditate, do all the things you need to do, okay? But just remember, we should always be present. The more we can always be present, then we can understand how things are happening to our advantage in the moment. And that gives us so much more power. Instead of looking back and being like, oh, I see how that was to my benefit. That was to my advantage before. So focus on the place between the screens, okay? Find a center, find an attention center, an awareness center, and ask the world what you can do for the world, and the world will do for you. That's how that works. All right. Folks, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe. Check out Transurfing TV. There's also the Reality Transurfing podcast. That's really cool. I'm on Patreon. If you want to help out with the production of the podcast as well as this video, I'll give you extra stuff. I'll give you some comedy stuff. I'll give you all kinds of stuff. And there's also free stuff on my Gumroad account. So patreon.com/Bootsy Greenwood, gumroad.com/Bootsy Greenwood. And then you can learn transurfing in 20 days via the Transurfing email course, Reality Transurfing email course, that there I'll also put a link in the bottom of this video. Thanks everybody, Bootsy Greenwood here, signing off. Thanks so much for watching this video. We'll see you next time.